Why did the suspect in the new Meadows double murder have a gun if he was charged with a violent felony? Why did Cody Hart have a gun if he was deemed mentally incompetent to stand trial for those charges? And why was he in Idaho if he was on supervised release in Washington? Those are some of the questions I set out to answer through hundreds of pages of court documents I obtained from Clark County, Washington. One of those documents was this forensic evaluation competency report. A psychologist wrote, Hart was diagnosed with schizophrenia and a marijuana use disorder. Records show Hart was also an Army veteran. Court documents also show that Hart first got out of jail when he made bail right after he was arrested on 2 assault charges in August of 2021. He was let out again this past July when a judge ruled he was waiting too long for a bed in the state psychiatric hospital. When he was let out, the judge put Hart on intensive supervised pre-trial release. Among other conditions, that meant every other week he had to check in with pretrial release services in person. Court documents, however, show that he did not contact pretrial after he got out of jail this July. He did attend his competency review hearings in August and September of this year. And under his release conditions, Hart was not allowed to travel outside Southwest Washington unless a court approved it. But last weekend, he was in Idaho, as you know, where he's suspected of shooting and killing Heartland Inn owners Rory and Sarah Meehan. Detectives say that Hart did admit to shooting the couple with a Glock. I learned, though, he was not legally allowed to have guns. Take a look at this. Court documents show Judge Lewis prohibited Hart from possessing firearms more than once. Washington law states if a person violates those orders, they could face penalties like arrest or even another charge. As I previously reported, Clark County Judge Robert Lewis ordered Hart to Western State Hospital for competency restoration in mid-March. In that order, Hart again, look at this provision, again ordered not to have firearms and to, quote, immediately surrender any concealed pistol license. I do want to repeat that, though. He was required to surrender his license to carry, but he was not required to surrender any actual firearms. I asked Washington gun rights attorney Vitaly Kurchin to look over the records in Hart's assault case. He said that it could be an oversight in Washington state law. Kurchin said a separate statute in Washington does allow somebody to order someone to surrender firearms for a number of reasons. He thinks the Clark County Superior Court could have done that in this case, but didn't, maybe because the prosecutor didn't ask for it. I reached out to Hart's defense attorneys and Judge Lewis in Washington, but both said they couldn't comment because his case there is still active. Meanwhile, Adams County Sheriff Ryan Zolman told me today they don't know how long Hart was in Idaho before this alleged shooting. Right now, they don't know of any contacts or connections he had to Idaho. We have more background on this story on our website, ktvb.com. Just go to the 7 Investigates tab.